Crash Bandicoot is the greatest thing since Swedish death metal. Every game is a masterpiece, including these ones. But what's this? Crash Bandicoot's Race Against Time? Could this be a lost game hidden deep in the bowels of Naughty Dog's hypothetical anus?
20 minutes later.
Game over.
Nope! Now this game was birthed from the intellectual wombs of two people, Ratchet 5 and Nintendo Gen 64, both of whom were regular competitors in the Spyro speedrunning community, and I guess one day they were like, hey, we're gonna make a game! So let's actually start the game now. Wow, just look at that compression. So crisp, so beautiful, just like a slice of toast. So the story of this game is that N. Tropy creates a time machine so Cortex can go back in time and stop himself from creating Crash. Then Aku Aku was like, hey Crash, you gotta wake up and do stuff. A pretty bland plot, but that's not really saying much since Crash isn't really known for its plot. Okay, so we got a tutorial level, got some info boxes placed in a row, nothing really to talk about here, so skip! And Aku Aku suddenly knows N. Tropy's plan? How? Nobody told him that! So this game uses a Crash 1 style level selector where you have to play them in a set order rather than being able to choose from 5 like in Crash 2 and 3. And you have these little icons that represent which level is a boss. And all this is brought to you by the magic of MS Paint. And speaking of MS Paint, I'm pretty sure that is what they use to make most of the graphics in this game. Backgrounds, boxes, enemies, all look like stuff I could whip up in MS Paint in like 10 seconds. There's also quite a bit of graphics ripped from the actual Crash games, such as Crash's sprite from the GBA games, this boulder, this cart, and the boss sprites. Just look at the cart! It's just a low quality screenshot ripped from Crash 1's Koala Kong boss. It's so weird and inconsistent. It would have been much better to just use all the assets from the GBA games rather than this mishmash of graphics. The levels in this game aren't anything special. Straightforward platforming stages with boxes to collect, enemies to kill, as well as gem paths which I couldn't be bothered to do. There are some chase stages where you run away from boulders or whatever, though in these stages I found that the obstacles and boxes were placed weirdly, but that might just be me. Also, this really isn't important, but the music in this game is just MIDI renditions of songs from the classic trilogy. Crash can only do 3 things in this game: run, jump, and spin. You jump with W or space and spin with X. No crawling or sliding, which is kinda disappointing, but I didn't really have high expectations for this game anyway. Also, Crash's jump in this game is sort of slow and floaty, which can sometimes make parts a bit tricky, but that might just be me sucking at video games. And speaking of tricky, the bosses in this game suck. Just look at the Ripperoo fight. Way too many boxes, Ripperoo is too fast, and all this is combined with Crash's floaty jump, making it easy to bump into boxes. The main goal is to spin the fallen grey crates into Ripperoo while avoiding TNT and Nitro crates, sort of like Nuke Bros' Crash Bandicoot fan game, but unlike that game where there's a pattern like the originals, in this one, it's completely random and luck-based. Sometimes there will be tons of boxes raining down all at once, and other times there will be barely any. And good luck trying to actually hit Roo, because it seems like he had a bit too much cocaine before the game started. Also, this is the first boss in the game. Just let that sink in. And the second boss, Dingodile, I couldn't do it. I gave up. These goddamn fireballs were too much for my pathetic self. No patterns, just luck. So overall, this is something that, while not good, could have been a lot worse. Luckily, it was just this mediocre middle ground. Not really anything else to say about it, so until next time, goodbye.